Kirk, we're here at Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium, and we just had some good conversations with Mack Brown. You talked to the Lost Dodds today. Texas football at critical mass. First of all, let's talk about the Lost Dodds. What were your conversations with him this evening?
Well, I mean, DeLoss recognized the turmoil that's swirling around the program right now, and I think he reached out so he could kind of calm the waters.
Get out and hit of it?
A little bit, and if that's possible, but he just basically said he and Bill Powers, the president, completely support Mack, and it's 2 games into the season. There's a lot of football to be played, and he's not going to have a knee-jerk reaction, and as Mack told us today, he appreciates that because, in Mack's words, he doesn't have knee-jerk bosses. Now, some fans may disagree with that after 15-plus years, but at least those are the administration's comments.
And one of the things that I took away from Mack today is he's getting back to work, but I bet he's pretty uncertain about what's going on as well. Nobody knows what's going to happen on Saturday against Ole Miss, and our live chatters today on Statesman.com were pretty much out for blood. What do you think is going to happen outside of a win for these waters to be somewhat calmed over on the 40 acres?
Well, it's so hard to look ahead. I think each play is almost a referendum on Mack's future. I mean, that's how the fan base feels right now, I think, and nobody wants to get too far ahead of themselves. You know, there's some people that want Mack gone today, and there's still some in his camp that want him to win. This is a dangerous opponent. I think they're a better team than BYU, and I think the quarterback picture only muddles that and complicates it even more for Mack.
Speaking of the quarterbacks, we're both of the opinion we don't think David Ash is going to suit up this weekend because David Ash is concussed.
Well, we're sitting here Wednesday, he hasn't practiced.
And he hasn't practiced, and I asked Mack today, will David Ash play if he doesn't practice? He says he doesn't know. I believe that they won't put him out there without a week of practice. Do you think that they can beat the Mississippi Rebels without David Ash at quarterback?
Not with last week's defense, they wouldn't have a prayer. But, you know, if they play defense like we were led to believe that they would play all summer long, I think they got a chance. But, you know, Case, as you wrote today, he's a gunslinger. He takes chances, and I think they have to rein Case in if he is indeed taking the snaps. And they even talked about Tyrone Swoops, you know, that he's the backup quarterback to Case if Ash can't go. It wouldn't be Jalen Overstreet, it would be Tyrone Swoops, and it'd be interesting to get a glimpse of him.
I think they're going to need a little mix. I think Case McCoy is going to come in with no fear. He's one of those guys that you hope to see at a craps table because he has more confidence. He believes he's better than he really is.
He is. He's
and
fearless.
Sometimes that's kind of a double-edged sword.
Right.
Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. But I think they need that arrogance,
right,
that moxie in that huddle, and they need to get off to a good start, or this season could really take a real tumble.
I mean, he's only bailed them out how many times? At Kansas, you were there.
Thanksgiving night in College Station.
The last game with A&M, so he's been the savior at certain times, and they may really need him come Saturday.
I'm calling it the biggest non-conference game in Mack Brown's coaching career. They got to beat Ole Miss, or this season could really go south. We'll be here with updates on Statesman.com and MyStatesman.com. Thanks for joining us. See you at the stadium.